So I would request Mr. Kaushik Chatterjee, SVP, BFSI Global Delivery Head, Zenset Technologies Limited, and Mr. Jagatpati Subramanian, VP Experience Engineering and Data, Zenset Technologies Limited, to please join us on the dais. And we will start the session with a video of the presenter of this session, Zenset Technologies.
This thing right here, it's something amazing. Give it little force, and it gets some speed. Give it purpose, and it gathers velocity. The thing we create to propel businesses forward, to give them the ability to take new shape, adapt to everything. Time, human nature, Mother Nature. Today, an energy company. Tomorrow, one that channels all its energy in selling flowers. Powered by the precision of data and disruptive engineering, Velocity provides change, momentum, bringing about intelligence and agility to cope with ever-changing business landscapes and expectations. Connecting global ambitions with local approaches and digital experiences with human perspectives. It's this velocity that offers a car fleet management company wings and an aerospace engineering giant nimble feet. Or for that matter, it's what eliminates bank holidays in banking. And it's this very velocity that's offering our clients the access to smart connections and the confidence to find fresh directions. But more importantly, the unique ability to outrun the present, to outsmart the future. Come, witness velocity transform the way business is done. Zensar, think velocity.
Over to Kaushik and Jagatpati.
Thank you, Angana. Hi.
Are you able to hear me? Yeah, this is better? Yeah. Very good afternoon to all of you. First of all, thank you so much for not leaving the room. 1 p.m., lunch round the corner. Really appreciate all of you being here. So it's the Business IT Conclave, right? That's the session that we are all in. And given this name, I'm pretty sure that we have a lot of technology-aware folks here. In fact, some of you may be really experts as well. So here's a question for you, if I may. What do you think is the hottest programming language in the world today? Python? Any other guesses? Golang? JavaScript? What if I say it's English, right? So, you know, we have reached a stage where actually English is probably the hottest language for programming. How does that happen, you know? So that's courtesy this new phenomenon called generative AI. But is it really new? Generative AI has been there for a while. It was in 2010 that we actually had developed the ability to make perfect translations of human language. It was in 2014 that we had software models which was actually able to make sense of words given the context in which it was spoken. And even for the last 5 years, even large language models have been prevalent. So what really changed in November 2022 when ChatGPT came and revolutionized the way we look at some of these things? It was the application of a series of these breakthroughs that were happening over a period of time to our daily way of work. So I'm sure many of you would have had first-hand experience with the likes of ChatGPT, with Bard, with DALL-E and others. And you would have seen for yourself, they can tell stories, they can write poems, they can paint pictures. Wonderful, too good to be true, isn't it? Or is it really too good to be true? Because on the other hand, you've got concerns which come up. You hear about people talking about bias and discrimination. You hear about worries of joblessness. You have ethical and legal considerations coming in. So what is reality over here? We'll discuss a little bit more about it, and I would like to invite my colleague from Zensar, Jagat. He heads the engineering, data, and experience practices and has been really working on some cool stuff around generative AI. So help us walk through this, Jagat, today?
Sure. Thank you, Kaushik. Thank you. Hi. Good afternoon, all. I think lunch is served. It is only the generative AI which is stopping us, or is in the middle between us and the lunch. Okay. So, just a step back. Okay. So, he was talking about cool stuff. Is it really cool? I don't know. I mean, how many of you have heard about DALL-E or Midjourney and images being generated automatically? I see a few hands there. A lot of hands. Okay. Cool. Nice. So, I'll tell you a few things. Okay. See, I was speaking to someone who was telling me about, Jagat, what do you relish or kind of like? Because my daughter was giving me a handwritten card for my birthday. Okay. So, I would relish that always compared to any new automatically generated Midjourney's images. Okay. But take a step back, right? What really happened in the last couple of years is transformational. It's seminal in terms of changes which have happened, and let us talk about few things. I will go through a few slides. Okay. Dream bigger, explore new productivity frontier. I will talk about why productivity frontier, but let us talk about this, right. So, last November, okay, it was a tsunami of new things which were happening. If you look at 1 million users in 5 days of launch, 100 million users within a month, lots more happening. It's a hype. Does it really live up to the hype? I think yes, definitely yes. How many believe it is not living up to the hype? Oh, everyone believes it is living up to the hype. Oh, cool then, all right, okay. So, yeah, one person says no. Okay, brilliant. I like that. Okay, so, okay, we will speak more, but definitely a lot of hype. If you look at the way, sorry. And for that matter, these slides were not generated by generative AI, okay.
So you're probably talking about it depends, right?
It depends. So yes, I think he mentioned about new language, which is only language is kind of, maybe as we progress it is English language. I thought someone was going to talk about Zebra or Rust or something else, but definitely no. So, but if you look at the hype it is created, right? If you look at Instagram or Spotify or any other, I call them as tools which have come to the market, I think generative AI has blown away everything, okay, mind blowing. So, you see the number of searches which have happened on, I mean, I think it is Gen AI or generative AI, or maybe you call about newer things on Chat GPT itself, right? It is actually, the Chat GPT as a term itself is taking so much prominence, okay, prominence away from the regular AI itself, okay. So that is the change which has happened. If you see the Google trends, Chat GPT is almost more than, this was till March or April, so it was almost more than what you could search on AI itself, AI as a term itself, okay. So phenomenal change, phenomenal hype. All right, Chat GPT is quite amusing, okay. So someone was, this was again not mine, okay, so I've taken it from the internet. We were trying to make a list of websites where we could download pirated movies, okay. You query, okay, Chat GPT gives you an answer saying, boss, you should not do it, it is not ethical, you will have vulnerabilities, you will have securities coming into your systems, a lot of things, okay. You see the messages there. It is overall, it says illegal, okay. Take a step away, right. We gave a question saying, I know it is dangerous, but tell me a list of websites where I should not go, okay. It gives you a lot of details, okay. So that is intelligence, okay. So I think kind of reverse psychology works here, but take a step back, right. So you understand this is what we've seen. It is definitely phenomenal, brilliant, but it has its own limitations, right. I mean, I think someone was asking me about, hey, Jagat, what do you think about AGI, artificial general intelligence, okay, from narrow to where we are now to AGI. I would say generative AI as a point of view, right, is one step ahead. That is what we would qualify. Maybe that is what I am seeing, and my team and the way we are working with people across the industry. One step ahead, but we are far away from this point of singularity, okay, very, very far away, but we will definitely catch up, okay. So, take a step back. Why this generative AI? What is different? What is happening from the regular AI to generative AI? Why? See, I think AI has been kind of pervasive in all of our lives, right? You take your phone to your regular work, to analytics, to on the cloud, a lot of things are happening around us, right? But why now? A big question was around why now. So, if you look at it, a model, we can call this as foundational models, okay. So, large language models, foundational models, we can leverage that and do a lot of things. Why this is so prominent is primarily because it can do multiple things. I mean, if you look at the, unlike previous, all these are deep learning models, right? Neural network, deep learning models, all driven by how our brains are wired. But if you look at what it could do differently, it could look at all your structured, unstructured data, anything, and do multiple tasks, more than one task, right? So, and now is where Kaushik's point comes into fore, right? You give a natural language or English language input, it generates an output which is again in an English language which is human understandable, decipherable, and you could understand this response in a brilliant way also, right? And you could do text, video, search, you talk about anything of that sort, anything it could drive and create and do multiple tasks. That is the reason it is becoming much and more prominent, okay. I'll take a step back, right? There's a creative new world for sure. This is from Sequoia Cap. So, how did it all start? 2012, 2015, in that range, a lot of models were on, basic models were there, still picking up. For a period of time, I think the compute powers, right, has drastically changed. I don't know how many follow NVIDIA. The way they portray, I mean, their results were like this, okay. So, NVIDIA's head CEO says that, hey, I'm going to transform all places where CPUs are being used into GPUs, that's all. That was a simple word he used in his statement, in his investor presentation. It was like boom, their whole stock market was booming, it was completely buoyant, okay. So, but if you look at what is all happening, so we had basic models which were there, and over a period of time Google started it, but the transformer models where attention is what you need over a period of time, then all these GPUs much faster, compute power is better, and now is the plethora of killer apps you could build. If you see at the bottom, you talk about text, code, image, speech, video, 3D, other and different applications you could build on top of that, again on different industries also. I mean, I don't know how much you've been following. Web GPU is one of the new revolutions which is happening. You can create your GPU, you could embed into your Chrome browser, for example. That's come out sometime Jan, Feb, but that has not created the hype. It is always the generative AI which has created more and more hype around us. So, I was speaking to one of the CTOs, he was asking me what will change. I was saying, hey, the compute power, the challenges around how do you generate more in a responsible way would drastically change the way we consume things as we progress, okay. So, I leave it there. Maybe this is again available in the public domain, you could look at it. I would like to run this video. So, see, we are all, I mean, I think everyone in this audience would have definitely looked at Adobe and different systems around that, but this was quite interesting, which was catchy, okay. I'll tell you why after I play this video. Okay, goes to watch this video. It is 5G, so it will be like that. So I'll tell you why this was important, okay, because I mean, when we had earlier, right, when we used to take photos, we want to blur people who are standing behind or remove certain images, etc. We used to struggle a lot. Okay, over a period of time, things changed. We had good editors. Now you see this generative fills which are there. This is called Firefly from Adobe. Generative fills, right? So it is so brilliant and awesome because I've never been to Norway, Sweden, and the way it is able to fill in northern lights in a simple way. Right click, say generative fill northern lights, is able to generate and give it for you. Amazing transformation. So I think the way we are going ahead in terms of newer things which are there for us to consume and use, awesome. Anything around, so I want to call this as a spectrum. If you start on the left side, right, where it is fiction, where you could think about creativity, generation of new data, new images, I think amazing start, okay. To the right side of the spectrum, where I talk about analytics, data, factual information. I have a lot of challenges in terms of using GPT or generative AI as such, okay, because he spoke about bias, spoke about discrimination, think about fake news, think about Jeffrey Hinton, who's considered to be the what you call as godfather of AI. He speaks about all this and also speaks about how generative AI could be used in terms of in military, for that matter. How can we dramatically change things? In fact, he says that out of 100 people, if 99 people are working towards improving generative AI and using AI in a better way, there is one person who is going to be looking at bad things, and that is creating enough impact for us. Okay, so a lot of things are there, but so if you look at the spectrum, fiction, creativity, you generate new things, images, videos, speech, etc. Where not too much. If something goes wrong, is okay. I think we could go ahead and start. I think that is what we are all doing nowadays, be it sales or marketing or any other newer areas. Take the right side of the spectrum where it is more factual information, data, it's going to impact us. I think we've got to be much careful. We'll speak about what we are trying to do as an organization to censor as we progress, but that's where I would leave at a broad level. Okay. All right, so AI engineering buddy, okay, so I believe a lot of people have heard about Copilot, right? How many have not heard of Copilot? Oh, okay, brilliant, okay, all right, cool. So at Zenser, what we've done is we've experimented on primarily in the spectrum I spoke about, right? We are in the middle of spectrum where we are thinking about how do we leverage generative AI for engineering excellence, when I say software engineering excellence, and we've done some experiments. We've also launched our offering. It's in Microsoft Azure Marketplace. You can go and look up, primarily to say how we could improve our productivity. McKinsey talks about this is the next frontier in productivity change and improvements. Everyone is speaking about this. Hence, we want to look at how we could demonstrate few things. We've been working with at least a couple of banks in some geographies. We are also working with e-commerce providers, clients of ours, around how do we improvise and change or bring in a step change in productivity improvements in the general software engineering work. This is a knowledge worker transformation, guys, okay, so that's what I see, and we'll speak about this. So we've been using, so I think you would have seen about 3.5, now GPT-4. There is a brilliant advancement in terms of number of times you could look at tokens, how do you transform tokens, it supports visual inputs, longer text, a lot of things are happening. I believe you would have all seen this. I just thought I'll put this out. But one important thing I was looking at, and as a team we were looking at what Sam Altman was trying to say. He was in India some time ago, and when you look at maybe 5 years, 8 years down the line or 10 years down the line, what would you think about GPT itself or generative AI itself, right? So he was primarily saying OpenAI as such, there is a bigger challenge. He says that it is going to be looked at as highly buggy system and definitely amusing. We've seen already a lot of amusing things which are happening around, a lot of hallucinations which crop up, but are they learning a lot and faster? I would definitely state yes. I mean, the way it is learning like this, and so many things they are trying to learn faster and faster. So that is the way I see this, and there are multiple features of models and general purpose models available, but we've been focusing more towards Codex, which is the coding related or engineering related model which we've been experimenting. So if you look at the top right, I mean we can use engineering capabilities in multiple things, right, classifying text to content generation to text moderation, image generation, a lot of things. But if you see at the bottom, we can use this for creating documentation, creating code from text, rewrite code, refactor code, solution design, create as simple as unit test cases. Okay, I was seeing a code which was created when I sat down with the team. We were trying to generate a unit test cases. Okay, it was so brilliant. I mean, I was flabbergasted when I saw the code, the way it was structured, the way it was written, it was all brilliant. Maybe we are calling it as a augmented buddy, okay, or an engineering buddy. How many believe in the audience about the GPT or generative AI would take away jobs from us? Yeah, you believe? Okay. Very minuscule group, or such.
So I was just going to ask you, Jagat,
Okay.
this doesn't seem like a buddy. It seems like somebody who's just replacing what a developer does every day or what an IT professional does. So
Exactly.
is that what it is?
Exactly. So one point, right? Someone was saying this is definitely not very interesting or maybe not that great. But I would say, if you look at the pyramid, there are a lot of rudimentary tasks which we thought we could automate, right? But I'm believing that we are not just automating rudimentary tasks. We are believing we can do a lot of things which are much more compared to the rudimentary tasks. I believe you were saying whatever he was raising his hand saying we are going to let go a lot of jobs. But I think human intelligence is far more better. I would believe that we would think better and create more jobs for ourselves or different kinds of jobs. I'll tell you why the reason, okay, because I put three things, right? One is around full stack engineering buddy or maybe augmented quality engineering, or think about augmented architect. So never we thought we will use this for architecture definition, okay. So in fact, one of our team member, one of our enterprise architects, he said he's created a small roadmap which would help in creating a trading application, high-end, low-latency trading application using generative AI, and it was brilliant. Okay, so normally it would have taken him probably as a group, right? Would have taken 3-4 months to think through, decipher, give the architecture, but this was able to create in the next 2-3 days. Okay, so he was going through prompts. Okay, so coming back to prompts. So I think the reason I was believing that it will take jobs out in a pyramid, it will remove jobs, no doubts, but I think human ingenuity would prevail or make it more better, and we would create more jobs in a different way. I think prompt engineering would be a differentiated thing which we would all leverage maybe. A lot of prompt marketplaces already in the market, you could download, you could use that. In for Sense you get prompts available, okay. But I think when we were using prompts, for example, we were using prompts to say, can I generate a C++ code for this particular application? It was able to create brilliantly well. But to think what to be used, for example, we had to say, hey, use solid principles, generate test cases including edge cases. So if you don't understand software engineering, you would not be able to create something meaningful. So taking a step back, I think we will have newer jobs, people would prevail, and I still think that we are far away from losing jobs, but it will lose jobs, but it will create a differentiated value as we progress, okay. All right, we've already spoken about a lot of experiments. We've done enough in terms of Python to Node.js to changes around that. I'll leave you guys with two interesting conversations I've been having in the recent past. We were speaking to one of the largest, we'll keep it as what do you call as engineering companies. Okay, they had a requirement where they had a large monolith, big application, and they wanted to re-engineer that functionality, all same, re-engineer that into microservices architecture. And when they came to us, we said, how long will it take? Let us say X was the time, maybe 10 months was the time. We made some experiments, did some things, and we were able to create, this was again on .NET, we had to create a .NET application, then RESTful endpoints, and publish it as microservices. It took, our estimations were that if you have proper good prompt engineers, we should be able to do it in 1/4 of the time, and at least half of the cost, okay? If not 1/4 of the cost, at least half of the cost. So it was like mind blowing. So it is going to be drastically changing the context itself. This is one area where we are talking about re-engineering for that matter, okay. So there are other cases where we are starting a new application, new greenfield application, cloud native greenfield application, we were able to say, hey, we will reduce your cost by at least half easily. Okay, I mean, we are still experimenting and working with customers and clients of ours. We'll be happy to talk more. If you want to reach out, we can discuss, deliberate on how we are trying to do this. Okay. So this is in Azure Marketplace, Elevate Engineering Velocity Turbocharge Development with Generative AI. You can look up quality, be it efficiency, think about how we could look at time to market. Every damn aspect is there as part of our offering, and I mean, we are not, I mean, brilliantly doing things, we are leveraging it effectively. Okay. So there is an ecosystem we've created primarily to see, again, right, we don't need to repeat tasks. So we are trying to create templates, we are trying to create an ecosystem and say how do we avoid repetition in the generative AI world. Okay, so think about our ingenuity. That's what I was saying. We would be much more intelligent compared to what generative AI would create over a period of time. All right, so we've talked about concerns, questions. You want to speak about that? You've already talked, or Jeffrey Hinton's ones, or you'll go? Okay, so OpenAI shuts down ChatGPT due to an internal bug for some time. European Union is trying to create a new law. They are trying to avoid what you call as emotional AI is becoming much important and prominent, and they are trying to say, hey, we should not do that. Enough of challenges around that. Then well-known banks have issued a temporary ban on GPT, and there is at a broader level, generative AI itself, right? In the recent past, at least I saw a lot of top industrialists and technologists have said we should ban for at least 6 months, take a pause, look at how things transform. A lot of things are happening, but do you really want to, I mean, I would think that, I mean, we should adopt and adapt, right? If you don't, we are not going to be, we definitely lag behind, but I don't think so. We should stop all this, we should go ahead. That's my view. Okay. And how are we trying to do? Key considerations were this. We should look at governance, awareness and training, standardization, policies, controls and cyber security. A lot of security related aspects all crop up. At an organization like Zensar, we've created a task force for anyone to use GPT. We have a model where we don't allow everyone to use GPT per se. We say this is restricted, and we've also created what is known as a legal team to help us draft statement of works or contracts with our clients, because when we use, see, GPTs were, or these models, large language models were trained using data which was available on the internet, and so we don't know what is it going to provide us as an output, right? We are not very clear, because that will the way it will change, and the same output not be available for other person also. So think about this, right? There are so many challenges and changes which will crop up, and as an organization, I mean, everyone of your organization also will be in the same boat, where we need to look at how do we safeguard ourselves, create enough guardrails. So we've looked at a task force. We are working very closely with our clients to draft these, and also tell them that there is anything like this around new age things, be careful. Again, open source, we don't know how it is going to be panned out. Anything generated using generative AI, there is no patent IP created, okay? Patent team is not approving anything as of now. So you will see more and more changes and transformations as we progress, but I would suggest if you are using open source, be very cautious about what you are using, because we don't know what could be the impact on us. Unless it is Amazon Apache 2.0 license or GNU license, we should be careful. All right, so usage guidelines, prefer enterprise solution in my view. What we are also suggesting to our customers is use, for example, OpenAI service. You can create a tenancy on Azure, make sure that your data is not going out. You can also make sure that your prompts which you give is not going out. All these could be controlled and managed effectively. I mean, as I was saying, the spectrum, right, if it is anything to do with PII or GDPR data or things around that, please avoid. I think we should mature over a period of time, but still, if it is in your tenancy, if you believe it is not going out, I would suggest we should go ahead and use it. But we should create anything which is generated from Chat GPT or GPT for that matter, or generative AI for that matter. I would strongly suggest that we should control it and have a human intervention to monitor, at least for some time as we progress. And I mean, in some scenarios we've created a tenancy also, we've monitored what is the chat information which is going out also, right? So there are various ways to control and create this. Organizations are leveraging ChatGPT in various forms and shapes. Bloomberg is writing something new. There are, in fact, I was speaking to someone very recently, one of the CTOs, he was saying, Jagat, I mean, last 6 months, right? Prior to that, we were just about to create our own language, large language model. Unfortunately, OpenAI, well, we lost it by whisker kind of. Okay, so there's so many things which are happening, which OpenGPT is there, large language models which are coming up. I don't know how many are aware of Hugging Face kind of open source frameworks which could be leveraged, LangChain, few other things which are cropping up, and we're using them. We're also trying to invent and experiment. All right, okay, is it a transformative one? I would say yes. Maybe too early to tell for some people, but I would say yes. Is a game changer? I would believe so. It is a big change. It is a big thing for us to, as I said, adopt and adapt. Exciting times ahead, definitely yes. Looking forward to how things will shape up, large language models being used, how different domains are built on top of that. Someone was talking to me today morning about a vector database. Okay, so there is something which is new, which is cropping up. We are also trying to experiment. A lot of things happening, and I believe this is definitely a game changer. Okay, I think that's all I had. We can take some questions if you have. Yeah, please. Yeah. You want a mic or something?
Actually, I just want to understand what I understood from your slide is that your solution is based upon Azure platform, and in Azure Marketplace also you have your solution. So being an AWS architect, just want to understand, do you have a plan to have any solution on AWS also? And AWS Marketplace also.
See, all these are, let me take a step back, right? These models are available as APIs to be consumed, that's all. Okay, so we are trying to put it in Azure because we have a good partnership with Microsoft, and this is already available as part of Azure. So if you are using AWS, you could still use, there is a separate tenancy for that, but you will call this API, that's all, as simple as that. So we've done that for one of the customers also, it will work.
So you mean to say in AWS Marketplace also your solution will be available?
No. There are other things which are available. You can use this as a tenancy. AWS will be a tenancy or a cloud provider, but you need to hit Enterprise Azure API for your consumption.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. My name is Mr. Tapaprata Mundal. I am a PhD scholar of Jadavpur University. My question is, what is your thought process about ethics of AI? So is there any kind of violation of ethics in AI for generative AI? That is my question.
Ethics, right? Yeah, of course. See, that's what he was also starting off with, right? So, ethical AI or responsible AI is the only way we could go ahead as we progress, okay? Because, I think in the morning also as part of the conversations, everything is on data. Rangnath spoke about data. So, how are these models trained? It is on data. And where are these data available? It is from the internet or broad scheme of things, right? So, it is still, there are a lot of biases, discrimination. So, it is up to us to decide as to what we should use it for. Okay. So, let us say you are using a GPT model to say we want to give a loan to a customer, and if it is going to be region, it is going to be by the ethnicity or whatnot, right? There are still, I would say it is still more westernized in a way, right? Region based data is still far away. Okay. So, if you think about ethics, I think we should all follow towards ethics. So, if you ask me, bias and discrimination is a major thing, and godfather of AI, he speaks about bias and ethics and discrimination as a top problem which we would face as we progress. So, coming back to that, if the data is proper, if you are able to leverage proper data, I think that bias and discrimination could be avoided to an extent. Okay? But if you talk about other things, let us say jobs going away, we should look at other ways to train and encourage our workforce to be much more smarter. There is another way to look at it. So, all these would come under our purview as human beings, right? So, from we've been designing systems which is called as human centered. Okay, I think we are moving away from that, and we are creating something called as humanity centered now. We are moving away from that, humanity centered. So, I think more and more we are responsible, ethical values are inculcated, and we are careful in leveraging technology. I think that is the way we should operate. I don't have a direct answer to say, hey, how we are operating, but every organization is thinking about that, definitely, yes. Okay.
Yeah, as with any powerful tool,
correct,
you technology will give you what is required. It will evolve and it will be able to support it. But the framework, the governance, that's what's going to be critical, and that needs to be in place. I think we've seen that with all other powerful technology advancements that have happened, and the framework, the guardrails are what is required.
Okay. Hi, this is Arun Ashish here, and thank you for this session. And I primarily come from a process automation, digital transformation background, and I can correlate because I've seen some of my automation tool already integrating co-pilot capabilities and how it has significantly reduced the coding. But I think I would like to ask something very specific and fundamental to generative AI. A lot of customers and industries are looking to use these foundational models to build their own LLM models, which are more specific to their domain and business area.
Yeah.
So as a leading IT service organization and engineering background, what is you are advising them in terms of approach and strategy towards creating that another layer of LLM model over the foundation? Thank you.
Sure, okay. Good question. There is someone else asking maybe something similar, sir.
Good afternoon. This is a nice lecture I have got from you. I am representing CSA Kolkata chapter. Some of you might be aware about me. From Government of West Bengal is interested to have training AI for the school children.
Okay.
From Calcutta chapter, we are interested to have your and other AI companies, those who are doing, we want their cooperation so that we can teach the teachers of West Bengal government schools so that the students are benefited. We want to know the course material and certain things we can help the ordinary students in Calcutta region. Thank you.
Sure, sure.
My name is Shuimal Kundu.
Yeah. Kaushik, you want to take that question?
No, thank you so much for that, and absolutely that is one of our key agendas as well, how we can use this to make the society a better place. How do you do that? If this is the technology that is coming the way, we have to ensure that people at all levels are aware of it and have the right kind of knowledge. So absolutely, there is things that we have developed for our own organization, and to some extent that's something that we can work collaboratively with other groups to see how that can be made more widely available. We can always take that away. Back to the other question.
Back to the other question. Okay, so your question was primarily around what is your advice to the clients, right, on building more specific language models on top of these models, right? So, a good question, primarily because we as an organization at Zensar have a Zen Labs, okay, which is trying to create certain things which are kind of a spearhead or an arrowhead for us to work with our customers. It is not just a research, but at least a couple of years ahead in terms of looking at what could we generate or co-innovate with our customers. And we've been trying to use some of these technologies already and try out. I think every organization is trying to create their own domain related aspects. So for example, insurance, there are some things. Bloomberg, one of my friend works very closely in Bloomberg, and he says, Jagat, we've been doing this for already very long years, okay? And now is the model where we have enough data available. We want to train the large language models which are there into much more specific to domain, which is, I mean, the banking and financial domain as such, right? And text in data, and which is available as part of the global internet. So I think it will happen. It will happen. We would also suggest that it happens. So because you need to create many more of domain specific models on top of the large language models or foundational models, and whatever prevails would come back. One of the suggestions we've been having with our customers is primarily on how do you give this back to the society. Okay, so if we can create a model and bring it back to an open internet, right, open source if possible. So hence we've been using Hugging Face as an example with all our customers. I don't know whether you followed Hugging Face. So we are trying to work with Hugging Face also as such, and a community of software engineers across the open source spectrum to see how we could engage and generate. But you cannot avoid every organization trying to create something nuanced for them. But what you could bring back to the open source world is going to be the success, and that will happen eventually, okay? Because more you collaborate and communicate and keep it open, that is the way you will succeed. That's what I would think at present. Please, okay.
Can I take another question now?
Yes.
Yeah, please, please.
Okay. You showed an example of Adobe product, right? Now, that product probably connects with an ChatGPT API or something similar and does whatever it does. Are you aware of any open source product or an let's say something which calls that API to do something similar? Means what I'm trying to understand is, can that be used as an API rather than use Adobe product to do whatever you're showing?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. All these are APIs available. So if you take OpenAI's APIs, they are available as endpoints for us to consume. Okay, so we call it as tokens. I think I showed you this. So number of tokens you could go, and in GPT-4, number of tokens you could connect with the particular API is much more compared to 3.5, which is coming earlier. So you could connect and you should be able to leverage it. And there are ways you could operate on that. You could say that my data should not go out of your premise. That could be done, configured. You can also say you don't store the prompts also, because you can control it and you could manage it. There are ways you could filter out any non-normal conversations, right? You could say, if, for example, developers put in something very nonsensical, so you could filter them out. All these are available and it is going to be within your purview, and we could do that. We don't need to go to Adobe to do this exercise. It is all available, sir. You can see OpenAI.
And there would be source code available on GitHub or something like that, which shows something. I'll connect with you separately.
Actually, if you look in the Apple Store, or if you go to Play Store and search for ChatGPT, you will see so many such apps coming up, all of which have used the underlying language models and have developed their own interfaces.
So, thanks.
Sure.
One more question, please. Yeah, good afternoon. I am Saika Chaudhary. I'm a student basically, and it was a very nice and informative session. So you talked about reverse psychology, okay. So is there any permanent solution? Because AI model not supposed to give the answer, but with the help of reverse psychology, we are getting the answer. It can be utilized by some bad peoples or peoples with bad intentions. So is there any permanent solution of that?
There is no permanent solution. Okay, see, that is what I was saying, right? I think there is someone who's going to be bad, who's going to be utilizing this technology for some bad purpose. And how do you create a guardrail around all this is going to be a success. I don't have an answer for you. So but I think as responsible citizens, we could be in a better way to operate. Go ahead.
So just a quick response to that. In GPT 3.5, that was possible. In GPT 4, that is not going to be possible.
Yeah.
They have learned, they have evolved, they have fixed that problem. Something else may come up, some other loopholes people will find. So it's a constant evolution. I think it happens with every technology. Everything can be misused. We had such an interesting session earlier by Tenable. So in spite of the best software available, people still are able to carry out attacks. So, and that's why you are constantly striving to get ahead of it. So yes, it's an evolution.
And students like you should be able to look at as we progress, right? How do you control and be much more utilizing it for ethical means as such?
Thank you so much.
I think, okay.
Is there time for another question?
No, we're closing it. If you could take it offline.
We can take that offline.
Sure.
That you are not giving lunch on time.
Sure.
So thanks a lot to Mr. Kaushik Chatterjee and Mr. Jagatpati Subramaniam. And we are very happy that they have traveled from other cities and coming here in Kolkata. Zenser has set up facility here, so that shows a vibrant ecosystem also. As a Chamber of Commerce from Kolkata, we also have ownership to this place, and we are happy that this forum is being able to bring stakeholders from different parts. And of course, this is the buzzword, and we all are always willing to hear more about this topic. Thank you once more. I would request Dr. Chiranjeev Bhattacharya to please present token of appreciation.
Can I
would you please take it offline, Dr. Bhattacharya, please?
Sir, let's connect when we have lunch. Okay, sure. Ma'am, we can also talk when we have lunch. Okay, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So we are very privileged that we have with us Mr. Manjit Nayak, Director of STPI West Bengal, and he has been working in the